I got floppy Mike syndrome.
All right. Well, mine I have to fucking hold, and that's annoying.
You need to get one of these things.
Are you gonna buy me one,
It was so cheap.
sugar daddy? So cheap, my ass. I have no income.
Yeah, so I guess nothing's cheap for you.
No, everything needs to be well thought out and well thought through for me to buy it.
You're like, can I afford these chicken nuggets?
Literally, though. Like, it's actually my life. It's
Good
a sad
times.
life I live, but it's a life nonetheless.
Speaking of chicken nuggets.
Wait, no, not speaking of chicken nuggets. We do this all the time. We have to introduce ourselves.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I'm Ricki,
I'm Jake.
and you're listening to 20 somethings doing nothing. Now tell me about your goddamn chicken nuggets.
Well, it's not about my chicken nuggets. I was going to talk about our experience the other day.
Oh,
Yeah.
I forgot about it because I tried to completely block it out of my memory.
So if you listen to a past episode, we were talking about how there's a strip club that was on Uber Eats. And I was like, I was driving and I found this strip club. And then Ricki and I were hanging out last week and I was driving to her house. And guess what I passed? The strip club that had Uber Eats. So what did we do? We ordered food from the strip club.
I mean, of course, what else were we supposed to do other than obviously order strip club food because we had discussed how we never ate it.
Yeah.
That was what the whole conversation was about, was how we never actually ate at a strip club. And I think we both suggest that no one ever does.
No. There's a reason that you go to a strip club for the strippers.
Not for the food.
Oof. It was, excuse me. I said, my comparison was, have you ever been to a bar that has bad bar food?
I was going to say, are you going to throw up thinking about it? Because you keep burping or like doing this whole
I'm
little
drinking a
like,
beer.
throw up thing. You're drinking beer and I'm drinking coffee. Who are we?
Today was a day.
You deserve it.
Yeah, probably. So have you ever had bad bar food?
Yeah, of course.
It was way worse.
It was 10,000 times worse.
I don't know where they found this food, but it was not good.
It was horrifying. There will be a video at some point where you can watch the reaction.
Yeah, I have it.
Oh, do you? You're just not going to share it with everyone?
Well, I don't have it made. I have all of our videos and I have to make it.
Oh, great. So
was
basically, you've done nothing.
I was too busy making other ridiculous TikToks. We have a TikTok. We've never talked about that.
Oh, that's right. We don't really talk about it often.
No, often. We've never talked about it on the episodes.
I'm not a big TikTok fan. I don't understand TikTok. Everyone's obsessed with it. I personally don't get it. But Jake was like, we should have a TikTok. Duh. And I agreed.
Duh.
But I don't understand how TikTok works. So Jake does all the TikToks for us.
So we made a bunch of TikToks when we were together because we're not together very often. And it was very funny because when you see videos of people making TikToks, you always laugh. And then you try and make these ones that are popular and you realize why it looks so ridiculous.
Because they're hard to make.
How many tries did it take us for that one?
The one on the dock?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I don't even know. But by the end of it, I was sticky and filled with like beer. And I had the whole TikTok memorized by that point because we tried it so many freaking times.
I'm like, why were you sticky? And then I realized it's because I was spitting my beer on you.
Yes, all over me. It was disgusting.
Coronavirus friendly.
I was just going to say, definitely not corona friendly by any means.
No.
I washed myself. Don't worry.
I hope so. It's been like almost a week now.
I just had to clarify.
Do you see how white I look right now?
You look white, and I feel like I look red with this
You
light.
look really red.
Right? And I have this like only one light, but I'm not that red. I don't know
I'm not this white.
what the situation is here.
Very strange.
But whatever.
So anyway, last week I was at your house, and on the way there, I was probably about 10 minutes away from your house, right? And I look in my rearview mirror, and there's this van, this all-black van behind me, right? And I'm thinking to myself, oh, it's probably an Amazon van because that's what it looked like. You know how they all have all the Amazon vans that look the same now?
I've never seen an Amazon van.
What?
Yeah, I just never have.
Do you not order things from Amazon?
I do, but like not very often, I guess. Not as often as I should, apparently.
I need to show you a picture of an Amazon van so you can have a picture in your head. I feel like everyone just knew what an Amazon van looked
I
like.
would assume it's just a van that says Amazon on it. Yeah, that's exactly what I assumed it was. A van that says Amazon. Wow, shocker.
Wow, you have a great. It doesn't say Amazon. It says Prime. You dumbass.
Whatever the fuck. It's the Amazon logo. Like, clearly you see that and you go, oh, duh, Amazon.
Right. Okay. So that was my point, though. So when I saw it behind me, I couldn't see the side, obviously, maybe, but I saw the front of it, and it looked like an Amazon van, and it was following me for a long time. And so I'm thinking to myself, oh, it must just be going somewhere near where I'm going. Then I'm getting close to your house, and when you turn on the road to your house, you don't live in a large neighborhood, so there's not a ton of traffic, right?
Right. Nobody ever
So
comes down here.
right, it turns onto your street.
Was it
And
coming
so
to my house?
no. Right before I turned onto the street, I saw it was not an Amazon van. It was an all black, unmarked van. And so I'm thinking to myself, is this like the FBI? Are they about to jump out and kill me or something? Because it was following me for a very long time, and it was not an Amazon van.
Yeah,
And
what they're concerned about is you and whatever you may or may not have done wrong.
that's what was going through my head. I was like, is somebody about to kidnap me right now?
You're insane. If it
Yeah.
was an Amazon van, though, it definitely would have been going to my house because all my dad does is drunk order things and forgets what he orders. And then he just gets packages and packages and packages of Amazon stuff.
What's the last thing he drunk ordered?
It's actually on my side table next to my door right now. I don't know what it is. He didn't open it yet. But he was like,
Can you
oh,
open
is
it?
for me? I mean, yeah, I guess. Why not?
I
Look.
can't wait to see what this is. Fuck it.
Okay.
Oh, it's a letter package, not a package.
So he did open it. He just
Oh,
opened it quickly. What is it? Oh, it's a pack of boxers.
what? That's an interesting drunk order.
He's ordered so many random things that he completely forgets about. And since I've been living here, he every day comes home and goes, oh, is that package for me? And I'm like, do you not remember when you order things? And he's like, oh, no, I get really drunk and I just randomly order things on Amazon. I'm like, what is wrong with you?
I've never been that person to order things drunk.
I've definitely ordered things while drunk, for sure. I just
When I
don't do it as often as he does.
when I get drunk, I just buy people drinks, which is nice now that we can't go out to bars because I'm not wasting a bunch of money on people's drinks.
When are you going to buy me a drink, Jakeford?
When do you want to go to the non-existent bar? I mean, I guess
Whenever
you can
they
go to
open
the
again.
outdoor bar. Exactly.
You owe me a drink.
Although they're opening indoor dining in New Jersey this week, 25% capacity.
Pretty crazy.
Did you see that?
I did see that.
Are you
We'll
going to
see
eat
how that
indoors?
goes. I don't really feel the need to.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, I don't really want to eat indoors with strangers.
I'm cool with eating outside and doing that whole thing. And especially because it's not that cold just yet.
Yeah, that's going to get interesting when it gets cold out.
But when it gets cold, I just don't think I'll go to restaurants anymore.
Right.
Because
Just
I don't
order
want to be
takeout.
inside. Yeah. I don't
Well,
wanna be inside.
luckily you can order food from that strip club down the street.
Oh my gosh. Thank God. What a
'Cause it
great
was
solution.
so delicious. I'm just here to make
Love
your life
food poisoning.
more enjoyable. You know what's weird? The next day I didn't really have like terrible shits.
Okay, great. I'm very happy for you.
I was really expecting it to be a bad morning.
Well, I will say that my tummy was not good. I had funny tummy.
What do you tell me?
Yeah, like you know when your tummy like gurgles a lot and like makes like bubbly noises,
Yeah.
and you're like, "Ooh, this is no good." That's funny tummy.
I just felt like crap.
I mean, you made a bad decision, so you should feel like crap after you make a bad decision.
Yeah.
Are you casually taking care of your plants?
Well, here's the thing. I've had this one plant for over a year, probably less than a year, and slowly each leaf keeps dying. Right? I don't know if it's because I'm terrible. I'm a terrible plant dad, which is definitely what it is, or I don't know. There's something wrong with it. So sadly, I have to keep taking off the leaves, and then now I'm only left with 2.
Well, I'm very curious how many leaves it started with, if there's only 2 left now.
Yeah, I don't know because I feel like I've taken off a lot.
That's a bit concerning.
Yeah, it's kind of sad. I was, this was like the only other thing with life in my apartment for a while, and now it's dying.
Okay. Well, from one depressing note to a happy note, I know a secret and it involves you.
Oh, it involves me.
It involves you.
Is this something you want to talk about on the podcast?
You have, you like kind of have a secret admirer.
What do you mean, kind of have?
Because I don't know if she really admires you that much, but she might kind of a little bit admire you because she's had dreams that you've been in.
Like sex dreams?
Well, like dating dreams and like flirty dreams.
What?
Yes. And she's told me, but I can't tell you who it is because it's a
What?
secret.
That ruins the whole fun of it.
I mean, it's more fun for me because I'm like, I know a secret that you're not allowed to ever know about.
Wait, so do they have these dreams because they're into me or because I don't know? Because I've had sex dreams about people that I'm not into.
Well, that's why I'm saying I don't want to say that she's 100% admiring you. It's just that she has dreams that involve you in flirty ways and like maybe sexual ways as well. So either she admires you or she listens to our podcast and then goes to bed and still thinks about you by accident.
Is it somebody that I would easily guess?
Maybe.
Can I guess it?
You could try to guess it.
Is it? Is it? Oh, you're right there.
You're a dumbass.
Is it? Is it?
Nope. You wish.
Yeah, I do wish. Is it?
No, you also wish on that one.
No, honestly, not really.
No?
No.
But you wouldn't be upset if it was.
Well, for a while, I thought like maybe she was into me, but I think that's just who she is.
She's just a nice person.
No, it's not just because she's nice.
She's
There's a lot of
just a
people that
nice
are nice to
person.
me. Okay.
Are there?
Oh well, I was hoping it was the second one.
Yeah, sorry to break it to you. It's not.
I don't know.
You'll never know.
Wow.
It'll be
Is
my
it-
ever. Nope.
Huh. This is gonna be fun for the listeners because we're gonna bleep out all the names.
Nobody will ever know who it is.
Nobody will ever know who I thought had a crush on me.
Probably for the best.
Yes.
Because they would
Especially that-
also most likely rip you apart for your guesses.
For my guesses.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did this come up in conversation?
I got a DM from
Okay,
the
gives me-
person.
Gives me more clues.
I got a DM from the person. Hold on, let me see.
Is it?
Nope.
Oh. I'm just naming everyone who I wish it was.
I'm I'm not going to tell you even if you do guess the person right.
Is it?
Nope.
Can you read the DM or is that too much?
I want to, but I also like don't.
Just leave out the details that would give it away.
I feel like a lot of it would give it away, so I just don't want to read it.
Okay.
But it's
fine.
basically just, like she had a dream that like you guys were like flirting in DMs and you had like reached out to her and then things got weird.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm going to leave it there.
What?
She
Well,
said she had a dream about you, so I obviously had to ask what the dream was about. And then she told me what
Right.
the dream was about, and I was like, holy shit, okay.
You're like, wow, Jake's a fucking weirdo.
Well, I mean, I already knew that.
Yeah, I guess everyone knows that. She must have listened to the ghosting episode and heard me talk about sliding into people's DMs.
So that's why I'm thinking that she doesn't really admire you. She just happened to continue to think about you in that moment.
Why can't you just help my ego and tell me that somebody admires me? Why do you have to crush all my hopes and dreams?
Because it's so much more fun to crush your hopes and dreams
Yeah, I
and
guess that's
lift
true.
you up when you really need it. I got to keep you level,
I don't
you know?
need it right now. Yeah,
I got to keep you leveled out.
that's good. Actually, I respect that.
Thank you. Thank you. Not a lot of people do.
See, everyone's got those friends that will just tell you how it really is.
And that's me.
Yeah.
Always. I don't know how to sugarcoat anything. It's actually kind of fucked up.
I mean,
should work on
sometimes,
that.
Why?
Because people get
Well,
offended
yeah.
so
But
easily.
also, if they are really friends with you, they shouldn't get offended. They should just know that you're just trying to help. Or
Yeah,
speaking your mind. It's not necessarily trying to help.
true. But I think speaking your mind does help because if I don't say it, I feel like most people won't say it. And some things need to be said. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
And I'm always
And a
that
lot of,
bad guy.
that sucks, though.
I know. It's not fun.
You Because you really want to be the good bug guy by being the bad guy.
Yeah. I'm not a flat out
Damn.
dick. I'm trying to help.
Well,
What are you writing
sometimes you are.
down? What are you
Why you always
writing down?
ask me when I'm writing down? I
Because
told
I
you I
feel
have
like
my fucking notebook.
I feel like I'm in a therapy session or something because it's always when something like this comes up that you then start writing something down.
Tell me, how do you feel today?
It's whenever I say something about me being fucked up that suddenly you start writing in
Ricki
your notebook.
is fucked up. Okay, I'm writing this down. No, I have to take notes because, as everyone knows, if you've ever listened to a previous episode, I have a bad habit of cutting you off. So if I write down what I want to say and don't just cut you off, then it helps me be a better person.
Or at least a better podcaster.
Yeah, it helps me not be a better person. I'm still a piece of shit, but it helps me be a better
Totally.
podcaster.
All right, what else do we have on the list? We have things that we have to get to, Jake. I don't remember everything.
Oh, that's why I write things down, Ricki.
Okay, so enlighten me, Jakeford, from your fancy Amazon notebook.
Okay. Wow, I'm such a good influencer. You remember it's from Amazon. Man on flight.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So obviously, if you've ever been on a flight before, because not everybody has, if you've ever been on a flight before, you tend to notice some interesting human beings on the flight with you
Yes, like people with no shoes.
all the time. There's always someone not wearing shoes, always, no matter what.
Socks. No shoes is fine. No socks is disgusting.
Both are preferably not anything I want to be near on a crowded plane.
I used to not wear my shoes on a plane.
You never wear your shoes. It's disgusting.
That's very true.
You can't just take so you get on a plane and you take your shoes off?
Yeah, but I have a good reason. My feet don't get smelly.
You say this all the time. That doesn't make it not fucking weird, though.
I don't care if it's not weird as long as it's not disgusting, then
It's
I'm okay
still
with it.
pretty disgusting. You're
But if
walking
you can't
around an airplane in your
oh.
socks.
No. I put my shoes on before I like go to the bathroom or something.
Okay, that makes it.
I just do it in my seat.
Okay, but what makes you think that the person sitting next to you wants to be next to you with your shoes off and just your socks?
What makes you think I want to be next to someone on a plane? I don't give a shit what they want. As long as my arm is not in their space or I'm not eating smelly food, I don't think my not wearing shoes is hurting anyone.
I still think it's freaking gross.
It's weird. I don't think it's gross if you have smelly feet.
It's weird and it's gross and I don't like it. And I do not approve of what you do on planes.
Okay, well, what happened on your plane?
So on my plane, I've obviously had my fair share of interesting human beings on planes, like people cutting their nails and things like that, which is just like disgusting.
Oh, on a plane?
And I've seen people do it on the subway too. It's nasty.
That's
I don't know
different.
why people do that. How is that different?
Someone could take a shit on the subway and you'd be like, yeah, it's New York.
Okay, solid point. You're right. So on my plane, though, it wasn't anything nasty or gross. It was just something that was very confusing to me. I got up from my seat because, for one, I needed a break from the baby that was next to me that was
Oh,
definitely
no.
consistently shitting up a storm because it
Oh.
smelled horrible.
Oh, no.
And I love babies. And I'm telling you right now, that baby smelled. So I was like, I need to get up and move my legs around. I also have to pee and I need to get away from this baby that smells. So I get up and I'm in line for the bathroom, waiting to go in. And I see this guy straight across from me who is on the ground doing push ups.
What?
But not only on the ground doing push ups, he gets on the ground and he would do like 10 push ups and then he would shoot himself up and he would run in place for a little while and then he would get back down and do more push ups. and then run, like he was doing a full workout on the plane.
I have so many questions. What row were you in?
I was in the 26th row, and it was
So
one of the big planes.
you were very close to the back,
I was close
right?
to the front
In row 26? Holy cow.
because it was one of those massive, big ass planes. You know, that have like the 3 sections in each row. You know what I mean? Like the huge one.
Oh.
So there's a lot of room where the bathrooms are, and that's why he got up to go towards the bathrooms and work out there because he actually had room. But I was like, what is this man doing
Okay,
in the middle of this flight?
I won't walk to the bathroom in my socks, and this man is touching the ground on an
Yes.
airplane.
Yes.
That's
Disgusting.
nasty.
Yes.
How long did it go on for?
The whole time that I was waiting in line, he was doing it.
So how many push-ups would you say he did while you were waiting? Like
Uh,
50?
no,
Less
I'd
than
say
50?
probably like 100 actually.
No way.
He was doing like a full like high intensity workout type thing. Like he was doing it quick and like I said, jogging in place, getting down and doing push-ups, jogging in place. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
What time of day was it?
I took a red eye. So this was at probably around 11 p.m. or something like that.
That's weird.
It was very strange.
I get up to stretch and I feel like people stare at me strange because I like really just, you go for it. But I have never done push-ups on a plane and I never will.
It's almost kind of like I respect it in a way, but I also
No.
don't understand it. He's making use out of his time.
That's gross. I don't care.
But it is pretty nasty to touch the ground on a plane.
It's gross to touch the ground on a plane when there's not a pandemic.
Yeah.
You've got coronavirus to worry about. What the fuck are you touching the ground of the plane for?
I mean, his argument could be that they're actually really cleaning the planes now.
Yeah. Was he wearing a mask?
Yes, he was wearing a
Okay.
mask.
Did you experience anyone not wearing a mask on the plane?
No,
Or-
I didn't.
Was anyone wearing it incorrectly?
There was one person that was, and a woman had complained behind me. So the flight attendant was like, don't worry. We do demand that everybody wears masks. And they go around the plane before they take off to make sure that everybody is wearing their mask. Because if you refuse to wear it, they kick you off the plane.
Yeah. Haven't you seen those videos going around social media of people getting kicked off?
Yeah. So they like walk around and they make sure and they tell everybody like 17 times before they take off, like, make sure you're wearing a mask. You are not permitted to take that mask off this entire flight.
What airline were you flying?
United, I think I took this time.
Okay, so did you get the email from United today? Did you read that?
No.
They are abolishing, that's a weird word. They're getting rid of their change fees forever.
Forever.
Yeah, on most flights within the US, Puerto Rico, and something else.
Oh, wow.
I forget what it was. So not international flights, but most flights within the US, you will not have to pay a change fee ever again.
I mean, you never should have to pay a change fee anyways.
Right. Why is Southwest the only airline that does that?
Southwest isn't the only one. Because
Really?
Alaska does it too. But you can normally get Alaska to not do it if you ask them enough times to not do it.
What do you mean? Oh, you just have to complain enough?
Like, yeah, you just have to complain enough and be like, this is ridiculous. I don't understand why this is happening. Things like that. And then eventually, if you have a nice one, they're like, okay, no
If you
problem.
have a nice one.
Because there has been times, like I had one time that I didn't have a nice one. And the guy was like, so your change fee on your new flight will be $800. And I was like, you can go fuck yourself. I'm not doing that.
I hope you said it just like that.
I was like, no, that's not happening.
It's always so funny when something like that happens where you just happen to get the right person or the wrong person. Yesterday I went to hang out with my friend in the city and we went to buy a bottle of wine and we were going to go drink it in the park. And is that like the
Cute.
most New York thing you've ever heard? And
Very New Yorker.
and he went up to this guy behind the bar and was like, can you open the bottle for us? Because we didn't have a corkscrew. And the dude said, no, we're not allowed to do that. Sorry. So he gave it to me and I was like, all right, let me try. So I went up to another dude and he opened it for us.
Yeah, it's all just getting the right person at the right time of day, you know?
But I also just have that nice face.
Do you?
Yeah, where people tend to do things. People tend to be nicer to me because they think I'm nice.
I don't know.
Or I just have really good luck.
I think you have luck. I don't think you have a face that screams, I'm a nice guy.
Well, yeah, I do because people always ask me for directions. Homeless people always come up to me. People always think that I'm just willing to talk to everybody. I mean,
You're
homeless people
not.
go up to everybody, but no, I'm definitely not willing to talk to everybody.
You're an introvert, remember?
Newly.
Newly,
No, I'm a whatever vert, ambivert or something.
an ambivert?
Wait, we didn't have this conversation. That was with somebody else.
That's why I'm confused. This is my confused face that I have right now on.
I
I don't understand what you're talking about. What's an ambivert?
love that face. I think it's called an ambivert. Oh, a person whose personality has a balance of extrovert and introvert features. So that's me,
Oh,
where I'm an extrovert around people that I'm comfortable with, but I'm an introvert around large groups of new humans.
ambivert sounds so much cooler.
Yeah, I'm an ambivert.
Okay, not when you say it. It definitely does not sound cooler when you say it.
Is it because I'm a nice person?
Maybe,
Hmm.
but I don't think the two go hand in hand. I don't think that's how that works.
Well, yeah, so I'm not an extrovert or an introvert. I'm an ambivert.
Interesting. Okay. Well, at least we
Yeah.
got to the bottom of that.
Yeah, I know you were really holding your breath there.
I was so concerned.
We wanted to start a new segment.
Ah, yes.
I'm very excited about this.
Yes. Which I think is so funny because when I had pitched this to you like a year or no, this is then 2 years ago, you were not that into it then as you are
What?
now.
You
Which I
didn't pitch
think,
this to me 2 years ago?
yes, I did because I've had this
No
idea for
way.
about 2 years. I've had this, actually,
I
I've
don't
had this
believe
idea for probably like 3 years since I started the podcast. Yeah. And I just like never went through with it because I was like, how am I going to actually pull this off? And like wanted to think about all the ideas that I like how to make it work the best way. And then I had pitched it to
Logistics.
you. Yes. Thank you for that. I had pitched it to you and you weren't that interested in it and now you love it.
What?
So I think that also proves the point of just got to find the right day.
That's true. Or you just say fuck it and go with it.
Yes, one or the other.
Just got to find the right day. That's weird. I don't remember you pitching this to me
Of
before.
course you don't remember. You don't remember anything.
That's a very good point.
What's
Okay,
our
so our new segment,
Hot Mess Express.
Hot Mess Express.
And it's exactly what you think it is.
It's going to be very fun. So, what we're going to do, I don't know. I have a new idea now that I'm thinking about it
Oh, come on.
of
What?
how we're going to pull it off. But every
How?
week, well, we were thinking of having the person on, but that's a pain in the ass to schedule them.
Yeah,
So I was
don't know
thinking
if
they
that's
could
gonna
just
work.
send us, right? They could just send us their story.
Yeah, of course. I thought that was the game plan from the start.
No, that's not what I had in mind.
Okay, so clearly
But
we're
it's the better idea.
fantastic at communicating with each other.
It's a much better idea.
Okay, but basically the whole thing is set off the fact that like we're disastrous human beings and we fuck up all the time and that's just part of being a person, I guess, or at
Yeah.
least for us it is. So this is kind of a way to like celebrate the fact that sometimes you just are a hot mess and that's okay.
So what we're going to have people do, and by people I mean you, is we're going to have you send us your hot mess story, right? Whether it's something that happened to you now, something that's happened to you in the past, whatever it is, any sort of story that makes you a hot mess right now.
Exactly.
And then each week we're going to have somebody give us a hot mess story. But we're going to have, what did we say it was going to be? It was going to be the conductor
Yes.
of the
So-
Hot Mess Express.
Yes. The person that we choose with the most like ridiculous story is the conductor of the Hot Mess Express.
So if we read your story on the podcast and your story is more of a hot mess than the previous week, you then become the conductor.
Yes. It's kind of like a
So-
competition as to who's the most fucked up.
Right. And it'll keep going on throughout the week. So each week we'll read a new story. And if that story beats the next one, then you become the conductor. So there's always a conductor of the 20 somethings doing nothing, Hot Mess Express.
Hell yeah. And this all started because my friends call me the conductor of the Hot Mess Express.
And you're like, oh, this is great.
Yeah.
Great idea.
I need to pass the torch off eventually.
So how can people send us their stories?
They can send it to our email address,
Which is
20.
What is
Well, we're
Yeah.
not. This is going to be really annoying to say out loud, but it's 20 somethings dn@gmail. But honestly, we'll
Just
just put it.
DM us.
Yes, you could DM us, or you can click on
Text.
the link in my bio that goes to our website, and you can submit it there. That would actually make the
Or
most sense. Is just have everybody submit it to the website.
they could text us.
But if they text us, that's going to be harder to get because we need like a voice note. I would rather they tell us the story as a voice note.
Can you send us a voice note over text? Oh wait, do it, and then we should do it Instagram DMs.
That
Because they
works.
can send us, yeah. So DM us 20SDN podcast on Instagram.
Sometimes you gotta, talk it through, work it out, see how it goes. And that's what we're doing right now. So yes, DM us.
Exactly.
It's way more fun to hear them say it themselves than to have us read it.
Is it? Do we? But then, how are we going to read it on the podcast? Or we should play the audio.
We play the audio.
But what if they're not good at telling a story?
Okay, be better.
But just be good at telling a story. You can send us a voice message or a text, whatever you want to do.
If you prefer not to say it yourself, that's fine. We can read it too. But also, Jake's not that good at reading, so I'd prefer you just tell the story.
I mean, there's some days that I can read,
Every other day, I'd say.
just not today. I'm trying to airdrop myself something and it's not working.
I feel like you're so easily distracted, even worse now than when we were in the studio.
Yeah, I just realized that I forgot to do something for work, so let me write that down.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Wow, working problems. I can't
No,
relate.
nobody wants to hear about it.
Cannot
You
relate,
have
sir.
so what are you doing? Are you like searching for jobs, or are you just kind of living life right now?
Well, I just got back and I'm kind of living life and I'm about to leave again.
Yeah, what do you want? Are you going to tell everyone what you're doing?
Yeah.
Or are you just going to casually disappear?
I mean, I'm not really disappearing. We'll still be doing the podcast,
Yeah.
but I'm going to
I
go
don't
on
know
the
where
road.
you'll be.
I'm going to go on the road with Carla Marie and Anthony on their way back to Seattle because right now they are doing this whole thing called the Fun Employment Tour. If you don't know Carla Marie and Anthony, we were interns of theirs at Elvis Duran how many years ago? 2014 or something crazy like that. They had their show in Seattle, their own morning show, and they just recently lost their jobs. So they're making the best out of the fact that they lost their jobs, and they are traveling. They traveled from Seattle to New Jersey, and along the way stopped in all these cool cities and had little
They
meetups.
drove.
Yes, they drove and stopped along the way at all these cool cities and met their fans in parks, and they broadcasted their Twitch stream from each stop. So now I'm going to make the trip back from New Jersey to Seattle with them.
So you're going to drive back to Seattle with the two of them.
Yep. And then I'm going to get on a plane and come back from Seattle to New Jersey at some point. We'll see when that is.
That sounds like a lot of fun. Oh, true. You could stay there for however long you want.
Yeah.
Man, unemployment life doesn't sound that bad right now.
I mean, other than the fact I have no money and don't know what my future holds, but sure.
Yeah. That kind of sucks, I guess. But no paycheck thing.
Yes. I'm helping them along the way. I'm helping them with like video things and social stuff.
Are you going to pay for like gas or anything?
Why are you asking me all these personal questions that I don't feel comfortable answering?
Because I want to know how this is going to work. Are they just letting you tag along, or you have
They're
to
just
split
letting me tag
expenses
along.
with them?
They're letting me tag along because I'm working for them.
In exchange for doing their stuff?
Yes. I'll be working
That's
for them
pretty
as we
great.
go.
I love that.
So I don't feel like a piece of shit by sitting at home doing absolutely nothing with my life. And I get to have a fun trip with my friends.
And you'll be in different cities every time we do the podcast, although it's only going to take you 6 days. So it'll be one, whatever.
Yeah, it'll be one podcast or
One
maybe two.
week. When people ask me, how do you do a podcast? I'm like, well, you just do it. And then you kind of figure it out while you're recording, apparently.
We try to plan them at least a little bit. But
yeah, we do a pretty good job of planning.
We go off on tangents sometimes. We remember new things that pop up. Like I just remembered I was just at a wedding. Why are we not talking about that?
Yeah, what?
I
Speaking
just
of canned
remembered.
beverages, that's our next topic.
That was our next
All right,
topic.
you went to a COVID wedding.
I did. I went to a COVID wedding. Well, there was no COVID there, but we're during the time of COVID. So I guess it's
As
a
far as
COVID.
you know,
Don't say that
how do you know there was no COVID there?
because I'm being positive and I'm putting it out in the universe,
Okay,
manifesting it.
I respect that. Hopefully, you're right.
It was all outdoors. It was very nice
That makes me
wedding.
feel so much better.
Everything was outdoors. Um, which should make you feel better. And it made a lot of people feel better. And it
Well, yeah,
wasn't,
you're not breathing in the same air that everyone's breathing.
yes. And it wasn't a massive New Jersey wedding like there normally are, like 400 people. It was a small wedding. It was very nice. Everything was outside. Even like the after party was outside at one of the bars that they have. It was on a resort.
In New Jersey?
Yeah, Crystal Springs Resort.
Never. It's like a hotel.
Yeah, it's a hotel and resort and spa and everything. It's gorgeous. It's got golf
What?
courses. You can ski there in the winter. It's fantastic. So
And
it
you
was
were. Sorry, what did you say?
so it was there and they accommodate and make everything outside. And while you're inside to go to your rooms and everything, you have to wear a mask at all times.
This exists in New Jersey?
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
What? This is cool.
Jake's having a
Did you stay
moment
over?
right now. Yes, of course I did.
How much are the rooms? I want
Very
to go here.
expensive.
Oh. Did you stay at Minerals or Grand Cascades Lodge?
Minerals
Was it nice?
is very nice. We had a great time.
Okay, so continue. So walk me through how this worked. How was it different than a normal wedding?
It was different than a normal wedding because you had to wear your masks while you were inside and walking around the hallways. So the only time that we couldn't wear or didn't have to wear a mask was when we were in the room getting ready.
Wow.
So you don't wear a
I
mask
mean,
while
I
you're getting
guess that makes
ready.
sense.
Yes, because you got to put a whole face of makeup on, do your hair, all that good stuff. But then once you get into the hallways to walk down to where the ceremony and reception are, you have to wear a mask. Then you could take it off. Then you walk down for the ceremony. The ceremony's outside, so you don't have to wear one. And then when you go to cocktail hour, it's outside, so you still don't have to wear one. And then when you go to the actual after party and everything, like everything's outside. So the only other
Was
time
there
that we had to wear a mask was when you get up to go get your food. You have to wear a mask then too.
was there a tent?
No tents. It's like a big pavilion thing. So it's this like big wooden,
Uh,
like it looks like a giant gazebo kind of thing.
so it would have been fine even if it rained.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Imagine having a dry wedding during the pandemic.
No, I wouldn't go.
Right, because we always say that we wouldn't go to a dry wedding, but imagine a dry wedding right now.
No, I don't want to imagine that. I'm
Woo!
good.
That would suck. Who you were a bridesmaid, right?
Hmm.
I just asked you this. Whose wedding was this?
My friend Lindsay.
Oh, is she the one that had the sex dream about me?
Nope.
That'd be kind of weird since she just got married.
That'd be very weird.
Is the person who had the sex dream about me in a relationship?
I don't know. You're acting like I stalk their lives. Like maybe they are, maybe they're not.
Okay, so it could be anybody. Well, it could be somebody that I guess. You're giving me more clues. I like this. I'm just going to keep asking you questions until I figure it out.
You're never gonna figure it out because I'm never gonna tell you who it is.
I will figure it out.
I'm never gonna tell you who it is. It'll be a secret forever.
That's fine. On Saturday, I went to a birthday escape room bar crawl.
You can still do escape rooms right now?
No, it was so cool. It was Sam, our from Elvis, our friend Sam.
Ah, yes, yes. Oh, I saw videos of this.
Yeah. So her boyfriend Will put together this unbelievable. I told him he has to make this a business. I shouldn't even say it on the podcast because I want him to make it a business before anybody steals this idea. He basically took puzzles and things that you would do in an escape room, which I don't know what that normally is because I've never done one.
Me neither.
But we have to do one together. So he took, basically she started the day in her apartment. He gave her a card and that was the first puzzle. And she had to figure out where they were going to go drinking by solving this puzzle. So when she figured it out, she said the first one took her like hours. after she figured it out, she got to the first bar and there was a group of friends there that surprised her. She didn't know they were going to be there.
Cute.
Then, when they got to that bar, he gave them their next clue, and they had to solve that problem. And then they got to another bar, and there was another group of friends, and it kept going and going and going. And we went to like 5 bars total. I started at the second bar. So I started the second bar. When she comes, she's like, "Oh my god, everybody's here!" Wow. And then you get the clue, and then we solve the clue, and then that figures out where you go for the next one. And there's more people.
Oh,
It
so
was
you guys can
so
help
cool.
her.
Yeah, it was a team effort.
Okay, so the first one was her by herself, and then she can get
Yeah.
help from everybody else as she kept going.
The first one, I would have never made it out of the apartment because it was so difficult. I'm like, I don't know how you didn't just punch William in the face because it was so hard. But
This
it
is
was
such a good
cool
idea.
and it was so perfect for right now, where we spent the whole day outside. There was nobody ever inside. He arranged with every single bar that we were going to be there, so we had a table at every single bar. We were all pretty close to each other, so that was like a little sketch, but we were outside and I wasn't sharing drinks with anybody. I wasn't super close to people where I was like, I don't touch anybody. But it was just such a cool idea, and it was so fun and so perfect for right now.
I love that idea. How thoughtful.
And I don't know why I didn't tell you this, I made a friend.
You still know how to make friends?
But not only did I make a friend, I made a male friend.
Wow. Okay, this is a big deal.
Yes.
What is his name? What does he do? How did you become his friend?
Okay, his name's Christian. Sam met him on one of the Norwegian ships because he played Frankie Valli in whatever that show is.
Is that Jersey Boys? Or
Yeah.
no? Is it Jersey
Yes.
Boys?
Yeah. So he was a lead in Jersey Boys on the ship that we were on, and Sam became friends with him.
Okay.
So I didn't know him when we were on the ship. And then I don't know what happened. We just like started talking and we were vibing real hard. And we had like a heart to heart. And it was weird because I'd never met this kid before. And we ended up like talking about super deep things. And we were just like talking for a long time. And I was like, holy shit, I just made a dude friend.
Oh, you have a bromance.
I know, because I'm so bad at making friends that are male because I don't like sports. And I mean, that's really a big reason. And so it's hard for me to connect with guys because in the winter it's football, in the summer it's baseball. It's like most dudes are
feel
really
like
into sports.
a proud mom.
It was so nice.
I'm so excited for you.
Thank you.
Are you guys going to hang out again?
Probably.
Like soon?
Yeah.
I love it. This makes me really happy.
It was weird. I was like, let me get your number. I was like, I feel like I'm hitting on you. This is very strange. Making friends in your 20s is really weird.
It is weird. It's like very awkward.
Right.
But I mean, it's fun when it happens. It's almost like more fun when it happens now than when we were younger because it's so much harder to make friends now.
Well, yeah, I've lived in my town for 5 years and I have one good friend here.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's why I'm also so excited because I need more friends. Well, I have lots of friends, right? I'm not complaining about not having friends. It's just that my friends are all in different locations.
Okay.
So like if I want to see you, it's like an hour drive, right? If I want to see Dan, it's an hour drive. If I want to see my other friend, he lives in the city, so I have to take public transportation. Like I don't have anybody super close, and he doesn't live in my town, so that kind of sucks. But it's just nice to have like more people within a short range of where I live.
I'm so excited for you. This makes me so
Me
happy.
Too.
I'm like,
I don't know why I didn't tell you this.
So hard.
It was just so nice to like not, because when you hang out with other people's friends, I don't think this applies to you because you're such a people person. But when I hang out with other people's friends, sometimes it's kind of weird because they have all their inside jokes and it's like you're not a part of the friend group, so it's not like you're with your friends and it's all like, hey, we're all super comfortable with each other.
Yeah,
you don't have that problem though. No, but sometimes it's really awkward for me when I'm with a group of other people's friends, right? So this was a majority Sam's friends, but her friends were all so cool, and it was just like super easy to hang out with them because I didn't go there like with another friend. Like I didn't have anybody that was like my wingman per se,
Very proud of you. You're stepping outside of your comfort zone. This is great.
Yeah, because before I went, I was like, oh, I'm gonna be around all these people. I don't know a lot of them. I mean, I've met all of them before, which also made it easier,
Okay, that's a good sign.
except for that guy.
And now you're friends with
Yeah,
him. So look at that.
yeah, weird
When you do
world.
something that you don't really know if you want to do, those always end up being the most fun times, I feel like.
Not always, but a lot of them will end up being a really good time.
A lot of times where I'm like, I don't know if I really want to do that, or like, maybe I'll just stay home. I end up like going out and having the best time ever.
So, did you know all of the bridesmaids at the wedding?
Yes. Yeah, I
Uh,
knew them all.
so that's not weird at all then.
No, none of that
Because
was weird.
I want to. I'm picturing like, what is it like being in a wedding where you're not really close with the other people in the wedding party?
The wedding I was in December was kind of like that, but I had friends that were still in the wedding party. It just wasn't all of them. Like I didn't know who all of them were. But it's
Imagine being in
never
someone's.
it's never that weird though because you're all there for one common reason. So like you all kind of already
Yeah,
bond on that one common reason and that's the bride.
I don't know.
So
You
it's
you
different.
just are such a uh you are just such a people pleaser that you don't have this problem. And I don't think it would be weird for you. Like, have you ever had a situation where you're like uncomfortable?
No. No one ever believes me when I say that. I don't feel awkward ever, really.
Yeah, see that's not most people. Most people are not as lucky as you.
Like the next day on Saturday after the wedding, because the wedding was on Friday, on Saturday, I went to a bridal shower where I only knew one other person at the bridal shower, and that was it. And
And
I
you
was
were totally
fine
fine.
and had a great time. I actually won
That
the
gives me
game.
anxiety.
I won games and everything. I had a great time.
And you only knew one other person.
Yeah, I knew one other person because it's
But
what?
how well did you know the other person?
Not that well. So the bridal
Oh.
shower was for AJ's best friend's fiance. So like I know her, but I don't know her insanely well. So the other girl that I knew that was there was his other friend's wife, who I also know, but I'm not like it's not like I'm close with them. I don't hit them up on the weekends to hang out or anything like that, but I had a great time.
But AJ wasn't there?
No, it's a bridal shower. Only the girls go.
Oh. I'm still learning, as we know.
Yeah, it was just a bunch of girls.
Just us girls.
Yeah, like all of her bridal party was there and like her close family relatives that were females as well.
Do you enjoy watching football?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. I feel like if you enjoy watching football, it's so easy to make friends with people because so much of the world enjoys football.
You think that at this bridal party or bridal shower that
No.
I was going up to girls saying, "Hey, you ready for football season this year? Who we got in the
No,
Super Bowl?"
I'm just saying you always have something in common with most people.
Well, I think a lot of us have a lot of things in common with other people. We just don't try to find out what that thing is.
Okay.
So
I don't know.
you
How do you
automatically assume that most guys like sports. So because you don't, you automatically assume that you're not going to have anything in common with them.
No, I just think that
Or you don't
it
want to
would be
try
a
to
lot.
find the common thing that you have.
Well, I guess I knew that this guy on Saturday and I had something in common because he worked on a cruise ship and I love cruises.
Yes.
And so right away we had something to talk about, right?
Okay.
So that made it easier to get to know each other. This really sounds like a date. It's just so weird.
Of course. Of course that's easy. But like not all guys love sports. Like there's plenty of guys that enjoy wine and you know a lot about wine. Plenty of people
Yeah.
who would like to know things about probably like photography and videography, which is what you do. Like there are things that you can find in common with people. You just have to be willing to actually get through the awkward part of it or what most people find awkward about it to find the thing that you guys have in common.
I just feel that sometimes it's hard to set up the conversation to find that. But I don't have trouble talking to people. That's why this is weird.
You have trouble finding the right things to talk with people about, though, clearly, because you're not finding anything in common with these guys that you're having these conversations with.
Next time I have an awkward conversation, I'm gonna really think about why it was awkward afterwards.
Please do, because I think a lot of people just make things awkward for no reason.
Maybe that's what I'm doing.
Is this going to
Maybe
be
we're
another
just
therapy
solving.
session?
Maybe we're just solving why I need more dude friends is because I'm not. I'm just like assuming that because I'm not into sports, then I don't know.
Yeah.
I gotta really pay attention next time I have a conversation. I'm like, oh, I had nothing in common with that person.
I can't wait
Be
to hear
like,
about this because I guarantee when you actually try that you're going to find way more in common with those people than you ever would have beforehand.
okay, so I'm trying to think of how I would try harder than I normally do.
No, not try harder, try smarter.
Okay, so what would be, how would you, this is like conversation 101. Tell me how to talk to people. How do you find that thing in common? I feel like most of the time it just comes up naturally where you're like, oh, you went to this school, I went to that school, or you do this. Oh, no way, my sister does that.
Well, yeah, that can happen too. Obviously, it'll come up naturally, but it's not like you're going to be drilling these people to find out what you have in common with them. I'm just saying, like, I think a
Where'd
lot
you
of
go to school?
get
What's your favorite color?
a lot of people get wrapped up in like the idea that it's going to be awkward, that they don't ask questions because they don't want to make it awkward. A lot of people just overthink. Like, I just randomly start having conversations with people about stupid shit. Like, it could be anything.
So maybe
Um,
I just need things in my back pocket.
at the bridal shower, there was like a card to fill out about advice to the bride, like to the bride, and I took forever to fill mine out. So the one person had said like, "Oh, did everybody put theirs in the basket?" And I was like, "Not yet." And she was like, "Okay, no problem." I'm like, "Sorry, I'm really thinking about these. I'll get it back to you in like 6 hours." So I made a joke about it, and then it became a conversation, and then we started talking about things. And then it was like a joke that everybody was saying at the party, like, "Oh, gotta read her advice because it took her so long. Like, it must be good." And I was like, "No, it's gonna be shit advice, and you're gonna get nothing out of it." So it's like stupid shit like that. Or like at a bridal shower, it would be like, "Oh, how do you know the bride?" And then that's a whole conversation, obviously, because everybody knows the bride a different way.
Maybe I just need more go-tos, right? Because you're right. When you're in any situation, there's always something that you could start the conversation of where it's like, oh, how do you know this person? Or, oh, if you're like with coworkers, it's like, oh, what do you do for work, right? And then they're like, I'm an accountant. And I'm like, oh, I'm bad with numbers.
I hate that question. What do you do for work? I
Well,
hate it.
now you're unemployed.
But even when I wasn't unemployed, I hated that question
Why?
because I never wanted to tell people that I was in radio because then it turns into this whole weird conversation that I didn't want to have.
But then you have something to talk about with them, and it's not awkward for that person.
But I don't want to talk about me and the fact that I have met so and so or done this or done that. I want to talk about something that's more level ground that just makes sense for us to have a conversation about.
Right, because that was always the first thing people ask when you say you're in radio. Oh, who's the cool celebrity you ever met?
Exactly. And I hate that. It's just not fun for me.
Yeah,
It's not fun for you. It's stupid. So I'd rather talk about something
stupid.
else. Like
You're dumb.
like dumb shit. Dumb shits. And also, obviously, self-deprecating humor always gets people to laugh because then they open up a little bit more because
Yes.
they're like, "Oh, cool. You're fine with making fun of yourself, so you probably are a cool person and don't care that much about if this is awkward or not."
So do you have some sort of go-to topic that you bring up if you feel like things might be strange, or you just are so good at pulling shit out of your hat
It's always just
or
pulling
out of your ass?
random shit out of my ass. Always. I'm
Huh.
just a very good bullshitter. Like I could talk to anybody forever about anything. It does not matter.
I feel like I'm a good bullshitter. Okay, this is a good challenge. I know I'm not alone here. There's
I know
definitely people that feel the same way as me.
you're definitely not alone here at all. Yep, there's got to be plenty of people that feel that way and plenty of people who have this difficulty in making things not weird or awkward or talking to people about certain things. Totally. I always avoid
But
politics, obviously.
yeah, I I'm making it sound like I can't hold a conversation, but I'm very capable of holding a conversation. I just find myself in situations more often than I would like to where we don't have something to talk about.
And that's fine. And sometimes if you don't have anything to talk about, you just walk away. It's like dating.
Okay, see ya.
Yeah, it's like when you're
Yeah.
out or like when you're trying to meet people and you just randomly talk to people at bars and then you realize, oh, this is going nowhere. So you walk away. It's the same thing.
Very
Whenever
true.
you're like, all right, this conversation's done, you walk away.
And I feel like I'm good at dating, so why am I not good at normal conversation?
Are you though?
Well, I guess what would define good at dating?
I don't know if there's really such thing as good at dating.
If I was good at dating, wouldn't I have a girlfriend right now?
Yeah, but that's also up to you if you wanted to have a girlfriend right now.
Right.
A lot of factors that go into that. I just don't think
not
anyone's necessarily
necessarily.
good at dating.
Why not?
How are you
You
supposed
can
to
be
be?
good at we keep talking over each other. You can be good at dating. I feel like you can be good at first dates because first dates are so weird.
What makes you good at first dates?
Wow, I don't know.
Exactly. There's no such thing as being good at dating. Like, can you enjoy dating? Sure. Can you
Doesn't
get a
that?
lot of dates? Yes. It doesn't mean you're good at it.
I think just being able to get dates makes you good at dating.
No. You could
'Cause
get
there's
a
a lot of people
million
who
dates
can't.
and then go on the date and it's shit.
If you're getting a million dates and every date's shit, then clearly you're doing something wrong,
Yeah, so you're not good at dating.
right? But
There's
I
no good at dating. Like it's a weird thing that there's no way that you're good at it. You just like roll with it.
I used to go on a lot of dates, and I feel like most of them weren't shit.
So you think that makes you good at dating? What if the girl thought they were shit? Clearly nothing happened between the two of you. Just because you thought it was a good
Well,
date doesn't mean she thought it was a good date.
if you get a second date, then I would assume they thought it was a good date.
Or they were bored that day that you asked them out on the second date.
Yeah, it's true. Maybe I'm just a shitty person.
No, I just don't think that anyone's good at dating. I don't think that's a thing.
I think it is. I just need to come up with a better argument of why.
You have no argument for it. You can't just say, I think this is a thing, but I don't know why.
I do. It's just, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Oh, Jake Bird.
Good times, good times.
You're a mess. We had one more thing we wanted to get to, but we don't have time for it.
You literally. Oh, you weren't asking what it was. You're just saying we don't have time for it. Well,
We don't have
luckily
time.
we can talk about it next week.
We can definitely talk about it next week. I think it's kind of funny.
Hot Mess Express. DM us on Instagram, either voice or text, with your hot mess story, and we might choose you to read it, and then you may become the conductor of the 20 SDN Hot Mess Express.
Choo choo.
Also, don't forget you can text us 201-588-5139. We've been
Still
getting some fun texts lately.
so impressed that you actually know that number.
And we've been getting the same. We've been getting less texts than we used to because we don't promote it enough. So I've actually been responding to people.
Have you?
Yeah.
That's not the rule. You yelled at me when I said that sometimes we do. That's not the rule. How do you yell at me about the rule and then go against the rule?
I know. Well, the problem is then when I want to stop responding, I feel bad.
You're the worst.
I am the worst, but we knew that already.
You're the worst. I want to hit you
So-
in the head. I also need to eat food because I'm getting hangry.
So don't expect a response, basically, is what I'm saying.
Okay, good to know. That
But
is the
we
rule.
might respond. Yeah, don't expect a response.
I mean,
And anything you say can be used on the podcast and will be used.
most likely will be used.
Can
yes.
and will be used against you in a court of law.
Yeah, I feel like you're staring at me because you're like, what the fuck is going on with us tonight?
Yeah, but you know what? It's just one of those days where it is whatever it is.
It is what it is. Roll with the punches, baby.
It is whatever it is. Follow us on Instagram at 20SDN Podcast and TikTok and Twitter
Yeah, it's all the same. We made it nice and easy
Yep.
for you.
at 20SDN Podcast. And we will see you next week.
Or you'll hear us next week, whichever way you
Or
decide to do this, because
watch
we
us.
are on YouTube. And
Somebody
you can
sent me
watch.
Somebody sent me a clip from the ghosting episode of me today, and they said, I felt so awkward for you during this. And my face was so funny. I was like, I didn't even catch that. I'm happy you did.
That's hilarious. I love that. More of that.
Yes. So you can be that person if you watch us.
Love it.
Love it.
Okay, I gotta say bye now because I gotta eat some freaking food.
Eat your food.
Okay, bye.
See you next week.
I didn't know if you were to say something or not. You always make that awkward.
Why? I said see you next week.
Yeah, but you always wait so long to say anything.